Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Blood Bowl number 5. We are down to the top 6 teams this season. We have made it to the quarterfinals of this championship tournament tonight. It's going to be a really fun match, a very interesting match, I think. We're going to have the Goner Gitz versus Philosopher's Song, Cobblestorm versus Spire. We've got Gobos versus Lizard. Let's take a look at how this bracket has shaken up before we take a look at the two teams this evening. In round 1, Conspicuous Disunion faced off against the Fishy Fiends. That was Chime versus Ajax, and Necro versus Chaos Renegades. The Chaos Renegades would win and advance to round 2 to face off against the winners of the Discomancers versus the Goner Gitz. The Discomancers, Ian's Necro team, the Goner Gitz. Cobblestorm's Goblin team that is up tonight. They faced off against the Fishy Fiends. Lost out to the Fishy Fiends, but won in their consolation match to continue into round 3. The Tizzler Savage Boys faced off against the Gutterballs. That was Tizzle Bizzle versus El Nubarino in an Orc mirror match, with the Savage Boys defeating the Gutterballs. Philosopher's Song faced off against Entanglements in round 1. Spire's Lizard team facing off against Con Kill's Imperial Nobility team. Naturally, Philosopher's Song won because they're up tonight. They faced off against the Savage Boys and won there as well. Over in round 3, the Technobabble Inc., that was my human team, faced off against the Pip Stars. That was Dead Fred's Lizard team, home of Pippi himself, but Technobabble Inc. won the day, and they advanced to the quarterfinals. They face off against Odin and Snuffle. That's Clypheus' Norse team, who defeated Festoon's Mammal Nightmare, a Necro team. The Blitzburg Steelers were not able to participate in this championship, unfortunately, so the Goner Gitz won a bye in round 3 to face off against Philosopher's Song, who defeated the Fishy Fiends in round 3 in order to make it here into the quarterfinals. 4 teams in the quarterfinals. The 2 teams that win here in the quarterfinals will advance to the semifinals. Philosopher's Song, if they win, they're going to be up against one of our top 2 teams this season, the NC Snakes, coached by Moob. They're a Dark Elf team. The winner of the other quarterfinal matchup will face off against none other than the Believe Broncos, coached by BB Nut. BB Nut, or the Broncos, the Chaos Cup and Spike Magazine Trophy champions. The NC Snakes, the Dungeon Bowl champions. Both those teams have just 2 games to win in order to win the championship this season. Philosopher's Song has fought their way all the way up through round 1. They're trying to earn I was going to say a darling comeback. they're trying to prove why they deserve to be champions. Very high in the leaderboard all season long. We'll see if they can win here tonight. Clypheus, Spire, Festoon, welcome all to the stream here this evening. The home team tonight will be the Goner Gitz. They have 14 on the roster. Everybody is starting this evening. They have 1 Hooligan, 1 Fanatic, 1 Looney. They have both of their trained trolls and a whole bunch of Linos, 1 Apothecary, 6 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls. Is going to bring their team value to 1,205,000 gold. They're going to be up against the High TV team here, Philosopher's Song. 13 on the roster. Heidegger will not be participating this evening due to an injury. That means 12 on the roster for the evening. They have their big guy, the Crocs. They have just 5 of the 6 Sarses. They have a Chameleon and a bunch of standard skink runners as well. 1 Apothecary, 6 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. Is going to bring their TV to a whopping 1,655,000 gold. That's 420,000 gold going to the Goblin team this evening. Goblin teams tend to want petty cash. They're getting a lot of it tonight. I think the game is going to be really dependent on how they spend that and how they leverage their inducements tonight. We'll talk about that in just a minute. This Lizard team has a number of things going for them. They have the Saurus blockers, all with block. At least all the starting ones with. Oh no, I'm sorry. Kant is a rookie. he's got 4 of the 5 Sauruses with block. A number with guard. They tend to stay grouped up. That'll give them an extra point. That strength 5, that extra point with guard against the Goblin. That's going to be a 3-die block with the block skill. Hegel here also has Mighty Blow and Tackle. Tackle negates the dodge skill. Schlegel has Mighty Blow as well. That's going to treat everybody's armor value as a -1 unless he rolls a natural armor break, and then you get a +1 of the injury roll instead. Also has the Fowler here in Plato, the sneaky, get dirty player. He's got a lot of muscle on this team. He has 3 rerolls on this team. And don't forget the Crocs. Yes, the Crocs has a strength 5. Yes, the Crocs has Mighty Blow, but that Crocs has that prehensile tail against this Goblin team that loves to dodge away. If he can get Bruce to mark a key Goblin, that Goblin is now a -1 on the blocks. So he has to be very, Cobblestorm, the Goblin coach, has to be very, very cognizant of the positioning of this Crocs. Now, how, as a Goblin coach, or how as really any coach, do you play against a Lizard team? What's the Lizard team's weakness? They have a lot of speed in these Skinks. These Skinks can get to where they need to be. They are not that strong. They are pretty frail as well. But these Sauruses and the Crocs are all Edge 5. If you can mark them, you keep them in place unless the dodge is spent trying to get that Saurus or that Crocs where he needs to be. Otherwise, if they're just dodging away, it's a 5+ at best to get to where they need to be. So you can lock them down, keep them where they are, and just have to, and then you only have to worry about the Skinks. And the goal of any coach against a Lizard team is to go skink hunting. You're trying to murder these Skinks and get them off the pitch. If the Lizards have no Skinks left, they can't really control the ball. They can't really score. And if you can't score, you can't win the game. This Goblin team, however, is mostly brittle. You thought those Skinks were brittle? Well, that's what a Goblin team is. Strength 2, AV8, almost across the board. They do have the 2 big guys, one of the few teams that gets to pick up more than 1 big guy. And these 2 trained trolls, they'll both be starting tonight. Those trained trolls give them a lot of strength to try to control the pitch somewhere, but also give them an opportunity to throw the Goblins that have the right stuff to try to score. The Goblin team's all about trickery, right? So they have the Fanatic, they have the Looney, these secret weapons that are going to be out for just 1 drive tonight. Cobblestorm demanding death. But the Chainsaw, that Looney, gives you a +3 straight armor break. You don't need to roll block dice. The Fanatic gets to roll up to 3 times on that ball and chain on the pseudo random roll with a massive strength of 7. The big detriments for them, other than being secret weapons, of course, the Looney, that 3+ affects the Looney as well. The Chainsaw hurts whether you're hitting somebody else or whether you're hitting your own face with it. And the Fanatic, with that ball and chain and that strength of 7, if you can knock him down, it's an automatic removal. So that's something to be careful with here. He needs to lean into that to start to murder players, needs to foul a lot to start to murder players as well. And that's where these inducements are going to come in. 420,000 gold in petty cash coming up tonight. Of course, he could pick up Morgenthorpe with that. Mr. Rocker Cracker with the sub, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the sub, I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. 420k can, of course, pick up Morg. I don't think Morg's a bad pickup in any situation, but it doesn't really lean into the Goblin game tonight. I think tonight, because he's gonna lose players, he's got those secret weapons and he's gonna lose those as well. I think he might want to pick up Bomber Dribble Stop for a Bomber. He can pick up Fungus the Loon. He can pick up another secret or a star player if he wants, but otherwise he could dip into Amnesia PT 91. Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for following. I appreciate it. But he could pick up a 3rd star player if he wants. Otherwise, he can pick up the 3 bribes here. They're half price for a Goblin team, and pick up a Wizard on top of that. That might be an option as well. We'll see what the Goblin gets want to do tonight. If he leans in heavy on, I'm sorry, you can't pick up 3 star players. But if he leans in heavy on the star players, where instead of maybe picking up, I know the game's about to start. I need to kick over. Instead of picking up Fungus the Loon, maybe he goes for something a little more meaty. He could pick up or fast, right? He could pick up speed to match with the Skinks. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he wants to lean in to the murder game. He could pick up Helmet Wolf. That's another Chainsaw player he could have. And then he could have a couple of Chainsaws. He could have a couple of Bombardiers if he wants to go with the Black Gobbo. But I think he wants to lean into that Goblin strategy of using your secret weapons, using your dirty tricks, trying to get players off the pitch, rather than trying to play a more traditional game of Blood Bowl, especially against Lizards. If you try to go up against the Lizards, let's say he picks up Morgenthorpe. If he tries to go up against these Lizards, yes, Morgenthorpe is a great player. Hands down, no question. But you're gonna lose players. If you're down to 5 players on the pitch and one is Morg, that's great, but you're probably not controlling the pitch, and if you're not controlling the pitch and not keeping your Goblins safe, you're probably not scoring touchdowns or preventing touchdowns. So I think he's going to get a couple of star players tonight. I think he's going to get his full complement of bribes tonight, and maybe even a Wizard. That's really where the question is in my mind, whether he picks up that Wizard or whether he does something else. Maybe he goes for a more expensive star player instead. We'll see here in just a minute. He is going to go with Morgenthau. He's going to pick up Morg. All right. 300. Okay. I was going to say, let's go. Let's Morg. The other problem with putting so much money into Morgenthau, he's very, very expensive. He's very, very good. But he's got a giant target on his back. And you can bet if your opponent can knock him down, he's going to just stick a cleat in his eyeball. And he is going to go with Morg. Whoa, where did all this money come from? He's got a lot more than 420. What is happening? Holy smokes. What? 790? What? Philosopher's Song did some level ups or something to bring them over the 2 million mark. Oh, that's what happened. He picked up Morgenthau. I see. So Spire with a right out of the gate with the strategy here, spending 380K out of his own pocket to pick up Morgenthau. So what happens here, star players are only going to play for a single team. If one team, if the overdog hires Morgenthau and the underdog hires Morgenthau, or any star player, that star player will take the money and say, you know what, I'm not playing tonight. So by Spire picking Morgenthau, yes, he lost 380K out of his treasury. Yes, he increased his TV by 380K, but he's forcing the underdog player to have to pick Morgenthau and not have him on the pitch tonight. I don't think that's really a problem here for Gunnar Gitz, truth be told. So Morgenthau is just gonna hang out. He had quite a payday tonight, earning 760,000 gold for nothing. So Varag Gulchur is going to be so that's basically a wash. And again, I don't think that was a big problem for Cobblestorm. I don't know if Cobblestorm was going to pick up Morg or not. I don't think so. And so by using that extra petty cash to negate Morgenthau, I think that's fine for Cobblestorm. Spire didn't want to deal with Morg tonight and said, you know what, you pick what you want, but you're not getting Morg. And that allowed Cobblestorm to just decide to pick whatever star players I think maybe he was going to pick out of the gate. Decided to pick up Vara Gulchur instead. Strength 5 Mighty Blow block player. Alexis Man says there's Morg on the sideline counting money. So the Gunnar Gitz won the coin toss. They're going to choose to be on offense first. I think that is a wise decision. That means they get to roll block dice first. Box formation for the defense. 5 currently on the line for the Gunnar Gitz, but that will change here shortly. They're going to have, we'll see what secret weapons will be on the pitch. Varag will absolutely start in this first drive. Well, I don't know if probably is the right word or not, but I think they're going to start with both secret weapons here. You put the Fnatic up on the line, you get a couple of blocks, and try to shove that line, that defensive end in one position or one direction or the other, and then you can control a segment of the pitch while getting a number of blocks at that strength 7 piece. Got to get that bread over in the right wide zone. Setting up 2 in the right wide zone, 2 in the left wide zone now. Here's the kick. One of the trolls over way off center on the left side of the line. Shallow kick. Philosopher's Song is going to pick up an extra reroll here due to the brilliant coaching. 4 rerolls for the defense. Gunnar Gitz on turn 1 of this quarterfinal matchup. The ball kicked to the 6-yard line over in the left wide zone. They're going to cover the ball first before they go for these blocks. Philosopher's Song ranked number 3 this season with a record of 24 4-7 up against the number 7 team here in these Goblins with a record of 14-6-9. Those season rankings are determined by league points. You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a draw. Blitz by Varag gets a push out of this, repositions to set up the cage over in the left wide zone. And now 2-die block against Schlegel. This will be either a both standing or a push. He'll take the both standing. And now a 2-die over on the right side by the Fanatic. This is not going to work out. Re-rolls this into a push. 1 re-roll left for the Goner gets this half. And now the ball of chain is going to move pseudo-randomly around the pitch. The way the ball and chain works is he picks an orthogonal direction. Up, down, left, or right. And whichever direction he picks, let's say he picks to the right, he then randomly moves into one of the 3 spaces on the right by a D3 roll. He can do that up to 3 times. Anybody he comes across, whether they're friendly or opposing, whether they're standing, whether they're prone, will eat some block dice, and that's a big strength 7 there on that Fanatic. Turn 1 now for Philosopher's Song. The ball collected by the Goblins on their own 6-yard line. Iron Cynic, welcome to the stream. Iron Cynic says, pseudo-random's the best random. Zophiana activating the Telestrator of Doom. Welcome to the stream. We're getting it in there early. Repositioning the Crocs there. The Crocs, big guys typically have some sort of nega-trait, some trait that works against them. Most of them are loners, which means when you spend a reroll, a team reroll, you've got to roll a D6 first, and usually it's a 50-50 on a failure. If you succeed that roll, then you get to use the team reroll and do your reroll like normal. But there's also often some other trait. In the case of the Crocs, it is boneheaded. So every time the Crocs activates, he has to roll a D6. On a 1, he'll lose his action, stare off into space, and lose his tackle zones until he succeeds that roll on a future turn. Blitz on the front left corner of this, we'll call it a cage. Gets a knockdown thanks to tackle. Looking for a 7+ thanks to Mighty Blow. Looks like Spire has to decide whether you use dodge or not. I don't think it matters. But I guess has automatic use of dodge turned off. I'm sorry, not Spire, Cobblestorm. Uh-oh, I hope something's not wrong with the game. Claffy says, is he burning his clock on this? He is. I don't think it's intentional. I wonder if something's gone wrong. Shapestone, welcome to the stream. Poor guy fell asleep. There we go. So dip it into the bonus clock for 33 seconds there. May have stepped away from the computer. There's the armor break. First removal of the day. 1-man player advantage now for this Lizard team. Goblin coaches have to get used to this. They will be down players before the night is through. Gets the knockdown here, breaks armor to get the first removal of the evening. That is a knockout. If you are knocked out, you go into the knockout box. And at the beginning of every drive, you roll a D6. On a 4+, you'll be put in the reserve box ready to use that drive. Otherwise, you will remain knocked out until the start of a future drive. Iron Cynic says, or console like me. Foul against the Troll. Look, it is the quarterfinals, Plato. It is the quarterfinals. You can't get away with that. You cannot get away with that. The ref is on point. And now it's 10v10 on the pitch. The chameleon sent off for the foul. Trying to foul in the championship tournament. These are the very best goblin coaches we've found. A push by Eats His Green here. Eats His Greens on turn 2. Making friends here. Gets a push. That's right. Have some respect for the game. Claspy Beaver says the refs just don't want anyone having fun tonight. Varag here, the star player on the push against the Crocs, Bruce. Clypheus asks, is the Fnatic gonna hit some Sauruses? Clypheus says, Goblin coaches. Did you not see my last game where half our players got removed in the end? Shame Stone says, push bowl! The Fnatic just swinging around Hume here. Tries to go, or rushes downfield here instead. So rushes down to the 8-yard line. There's nobody to hit there. He just wanted to move downfield, not be marked by that Saurus. Turn 2 for Philosopher's Song. Couldn't get the hit. Instead, just whirled his way to safety. And now a blitz to start the turn. It's going to be a knockdown thanks to block. +1 to the armor roll. Didn't work out and just gets the gets the knockdown here. Silly Fnatic, you're not a scoring threat. Electric Man says, am I remembering correctly that Making Friends ate one of his teammates? You are remembering correctly. In round 3, Making Friends ate a goblin. SP Beaver says, did you remove the chat overlay from the screen? No. Did I? Wait, where did it? It should be there. Yeah, I'm not seeing it either. I wonder what's happened. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on. Should be displaying. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can fix this. There we go. Not sure why, not sure. So, yeah, I just instantiated a new one. There are technically 2 of them on the screen, just one's not showing up for some reason. So, great. All right, at least we got that resolved for now. The Fanatic trying to hit somebody. Trust me, he hand wrote them in post. Ball carrier is going to move back to midfield here on the 4-yard line, the Goblin 4-yard line. (10v10) on the pitch as the gunner gets on the bonus clock yet again. Turn 3 now for Philosopher's Song. Tudai gets eats his greens. Will be a knockdown here. 9+. Breaks armor with a mighty blow. Roll to 7. El Nubarino, welcome to the stream. El Nubarino asks, I'm sorry, I showed up late. What inducements were taken? Philosopher's Song overdogged overdog Morgenthor. So Cobblestorm ended up with Varag, Biased Ref, and a Bribe, and I think Bomber? No. Oh, he can't take Bomber because he had Morg. So Varag, Biased Ref, and a Bribe. (17 seconds on the clock, and that'll be the end of the turn. Turn 4 now for Goner Gitz. Mr. Rocket Cracker says Morg showed us the meaning of equality by equally ripping off both players. Spire trying to... Ooh, failed. Had to spend the reroll here. Final reroll spent by the Goner Gitz. They get a stun. The way that chainsaw works, it's a straight armor roll. You get a +3 to the armor roll. The problem is you have to roll a d6 first, and on a 1, that chainsaw kicks back on you, and you're the one eating the armor roll. So I had to spend the final reroll there on the blitz. Tudai against Wittgenstein's going to be a pal. 9+ breaks armor with mighty blow. Looks to be setting up a potential cage over here on the opposing 4-yard line. We'll move the ball up to the opposing 2-yard line instead. Very, very wide cage here for the ball carrier. Tudai by Varad, the star player, gets a knockdown on the Crocs. No armor break with a roll of 4. BB Nut, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope your weekend is going well. Good dodge by Gonna Get a Shot. Dodge does 2 things for you. It makes the Defender Stumbles result safe for you, so you stay on your feet rather than being knocked down, and it also gives you a free reroll when you try to dodge. So you don't have to dip into any team rerolls. You don't even need to have any team rerolls. BB Nut asks, how long till I play? I will show you here shortly. 2-die block by Socrates. MA9 Skink Gets a pal on the loony, hunting that secret weapon. Gets him off the pitch. That will be the end of the loony unless the bribe is spent on the next drive. Very well done by Spire here to identify the risk of the loony. We talked about those secret weapons are the secret weapons, the star player, the bribes. These are going to be the linchpin of the Goblin strategy here tonight. And now that that chainsaw player has been removed from the pitch. So, BB Nut, we're in the quarterfinals now. 2 games here in the quarterfinals. The winners of each will then advance to the semifinals. So, game 1's tonight. Game 2 is tomorrow night. After that, you'll be up. So, you'll be up Monday. Turn 5 for the Gunner Gitz. We're going to start the second quarter here. They've got the ball in opposing territory. They're going to start the quarter with a blitz. They get a pal against Nietzsche is dead again. Looking for the 8+. Got the 8+. Gets a stun out of this. Two die over in the left wide zone. Gets a knockdown. Fakes. Whoa. Whoa. Got the armor break on the Crocs. The Oppo's going to be spent here. And he saves the Crocs. He'll come back in a future drive. Huge removal here by Varag Ghoulchewer. Removed the Crocs on the injury, but the Apothecary saved him. So no injury. But the Crocs will be taken off the pitch and goes back to the reserve box. Ball shifts back to the left here, crosses the line of scrimmage, back into Goblin territory on the 2. Philosopher's Song keeping a solid secondary in check. That's where all the skinks are. That's where all the speed is. Also keeping them safe by trying to keep them behind a line of Sarses. But you can see Cobblestorm here trying to pick off these Sarses. He's got 2 grouped up here now, fouling with the Hooligan. That's what he's there to do. And got the removal. Back to a 2-man player advantage for the Goblin team. 2 removals on that turn. A Crocs and a Sars setting up to be in pretty good shape here at the end of the half. Blitz on turn 5. This will be a both standing result against Gonna Get Healthy over in the right wide zone. The healthiest of all goblins. SP Beaver says goblins have an MA of 5, right? The standard goblins? No, they have an MA of 6. Turn 6 for the Gunner Gitz. Starting with a Varag blitz. 3-die blitz. Hunting the skinks. Gets a push against Aristotle. Setting up the wide cage he had on the right side of the pitch. Now on the left. Has it set up for the ball carrier to end up on the 8-yard line, and there is where he dashes to. And now 2-die back at midfield will be a push against Kant, the rookie Saurus. The Fanatic trying desperately to hit someone. He's gonna try to hit. He finally gets Hegel here. Gets the knockdown, but needs a 10 plus. Sen's gonna get healthy downfield to the opposing 16-yard line. Turn number 6 for Philosopher's Song. Most of the team to the right of the cage, but those skinks are very, very fast. Stands up, Nietzsche's dead again to Mark. Gonna get healthy, who's a potential receiver downfield. $70 seconds on the clock here for Philosopher's Song. The winner of tonight's game advances to the semifinals. Levy says one space out of scoring position unless he hands off. Yes, but he'll be up on turn 7 though. 2 die on Varag here. And the double pals doesn't get the armor break. But now has more positioning to mark the ball carrier. Well done. Came in here on the blitz that opened up the lane where now he could mark the ball carrier right from the front. And honestly, I'd be surprised if Gonna Get a Job can even see the end zone anymore. One die against the troll will be a push back at midfield, which ends up as a both standing result. Telestrator of Doom renewed. So Varag Gulchur, one skill we didn't mention, he has jump up where if he succeeds a die roll, he can stand up for free. Blitz to get the mark off the ball carrier, gets a push on this blitz. Taking marks here, might move down the left sideline, but that's kind of scary. Gonna do it. Gonna do it. Fails the dodge! Fails the dodge. Tried to get through this space right here. Marked by Socrates. And lost possession of the ball. The ball's still defended by these goblins, but we'll see if Philosopher's Song can end up recovering here. Had a free reroll due to dodge. It failed the 3+ twice, and now the ball stays on the pitch. It's on the left sideline on the opposing 14-yard line. Turn 7 for Philosopher's Song. Plenty of time on the bonus clock. It was all the telestrator. There's little spikes on the pitch. There's a straight up tripwire here. Like, don't go through that. Got some like caltrops here. T-Dion gonna get ethical. Gets nothing out of this. .32 seconds to go here as Philosopher Song's trying to find a way. They don't necessarily need to recover the ball. They just need to prevent this Goblin team from getting it down pitch. One thing they've got to be very, very careful of is they probably want these multiple marks on the troll. If this troll can pick up a Goblin and throw him downfield to score, that's going to be a problem. And he's well within passing range for a quick pass. Wide open territory right here. So that's a quick pass. A quick pass is here with three scatters on a throw teammate. The 2-die uphill into double pals. Wow. Wow. That's one way to deal with the troll. So even with the mark here, if the troll can get away with a quick pass, there still might be a passing opportunity for the Goblin team. A push against gonna get that bread. SP Peaver reminding us how Pips would do it. Fails the pickup with Socrates, spends the reroll. Good recovery by Socrates with plenty of movement left to try to get this ball away from these Goblins. Very well done by Spire here. Recovers the ball on the failed dodge. Gets it back to center pitch. This is not the best place for this ball to be for the Goblin team. Turn 8 for the Goner Gitz. It's going to have to be a blitz on Socrates, who's a sidestepping blodger. That means he's looking for a pal. Failed dodge. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Got the pal on Socrates. Pulled the scoring threat away. So I guess it's got to be a throw at this point. Oh, gosh. Gosh. It's got to be like, oh, man. Man. That's so scary. Activating the Fanatic for perhaps the final time in this game. He just swings away to safety. I have to imagine those were 3 lefts. What is the plan here? 2-die on Hume, got the POW. 9+ breaks armor. Tries to knock this ball. Oh, knocks it downfield. 1. I don't know what the play is. Oh no, trying to get the hooligan. It was going to be a pass to the hooligan, but the hooligan fails the rush. If you're unfamiliar with the game of Blood Bowl, you can move up to your movement allowance. It's an MA of 6 for Gotta Get That Bread, for example. So you can move 6 spaces, but you can also move up to 2 additional spaces. Each one's called a rush. Used to be called going for it. Used to be called moving extra squares, actually. And for each square you try to rush, you roll a d6. On a 1, you fail. But as we all know, and as Noob Tech reminds us, rush it. Well, that 1 and 6 on a rush fails 900% of the time. It's just simple math. Final turn of the half. Philosopher's Song successfully stops the score. They're going to be on offense to start the second half. They're looking to get some removals here. Plenty of rerolls to spend. They're going to get a knockdown. Going to get healthy. Looking for a 7+. Breaks armor. Doesn't get anything appreciable out of that. SP Beaver says, I've never failed a rush in first edition. Yes, you indeed you've not. For there were no rushes in first edition. Rushes introduced in second edition called moving extra squares. In third edition it was renamed to going for it. And in BB 2020 it was renamed to rush. Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Dodge, rush for this one die on Varag. Gets nothing out of that block, and that'll be the end of the half. 0-0 the score. Philosopher's Song stopped this Goblin team dead in its tracks after that failed dodge. Was able to capitalize with that ball being on the sideline. Recovered it, got it to safety. The Goblins tried for a big passing play, but failed the rush. And now they're going to be on defense to start with. They're going to be significantly weaker. All right, the bribe was successful. I thought he failed the bribe there for a second. So he keeps the ball and chain on the pitch. Did not get back. Gonna get ethical. We'll have a full 11 to start this half. You fail 900% of the rushes you do take. Screening out the lizards here. Doesn't want these skinks to get by him. The skinks very, very fast. By far the fastest pieces, the fastest players on the field here with an MA of 8 standard. But don't forget here, this little foot with a green up arrow means that Socrates has picked up an extra point of movement over the course of the season. In Blood Bowl, in league play, you gain star player points, or SPP. Those are basically experience points in the game of Blood Bowl. And you can spend those to level up your players. And every time you level up a player, you can pick up a skill from different categories of skills that they have access to. And one thing you can actually level up, you can actually level up the stats. It can be quite expensive, but often quite worth it here. Socrates picking up an extra point of MA means in one turn he can move 11 spaces. There's only 13 between... Oh. Who won this? So the Goner Gitz are going to get a +1 AV to somebody. Gave it to Gonna Get Healthy. So Gonna Get Healthy's AV has increased to a standard of 9+ due to the blessing of Nuffle. Praise be his name. "13 spaces between the line of scrimmage and the end zone. So with an MA of 9 and 2 rushes, that means just 2 spaces of movement will put Socrates in a scoring position. Across the line of scrimmage, that is. Clefty's asked 11v10 on the pitch. Yes, indeed. There's a one-man player advantage for the Goblin team here to start the second half of the game. Wow, 9+ as good as anything on my team all season. Double pals here against Making Friends. Needs a big 10+. 10+ significantly stronger than 9+ because you're rolling 2 dice. It's not a linear increase. What we mean by that is if I was rolling a single die, let's say a single die with the values of 1 through 12, then a 10+ would just be 1 point more, right? 1/12 better than 9+. But you're rolling 2 dice, so that means a couple of things, right? It means each die has the same number faces, right? Good KO here to even the odds. 10v10 on the pitch. Got rid of the Fanatic. Good blitz here. Remember, if you get a knockout on the Fanatic, no matter what, it's going to be a removal. Failed the pickup by Socrates. Spent the team reroll that Nuffle provided, and suddenly Philosopher's Song down to 2 rerolls. Oh wait, he got the extra reroll last half. 2 rerolls for each team here. Turn 9 now for the Gunner Gitz. But with 2 dice, right? Each die has a 3, for example, right? That wouldn't be true on a single D12. So this ends up meaning not only can you have the same number in each die, but there's different, because you're just summing the dice, you don't care which face has which number. There are lots of ways to roll the values in the middle, right? There's one way to roll a 12, that's 2 6s. But there's a ton of ways to roll a 7, right? You can get a 1 and a 6, you can get a 2 and a 5, you can get a 5 and a 2, a 6 and a 1, a 3 and a 4, and so on. And so you end up with this bell curve of probabilities. And so the 10 plus means you've just lost a whole bunch of options for success when you were at a 9 plus. And so it's a significant bump up. That's something that players need to learn if they're unfamiliar with board games or dice games. That it's a pretty significant bump up. Just the same, AV8 is a pretty significant bump down from AV9. And then the farther you get away from that middle ground, the less impactful it is. So AV10 to AV11 is pretty significant, but not as significant. Wow, another removal on another Saurus. 1-man player advantage for Connor Gitz. A dodge to a rush to mark Plato the Younger. Spire says these are the smartest trolls I've ever seen. Look, man, you get to the quarterfinals. Part of your training, you don't just hit the sled, you hit the books. Double dodge to double rush blitz. Fails that final rush. Lots of die rolls to go after the ball here. Whoa. Oppo gets spent. Instead of losing, gonna get that bread. It's going to be, instead of a KO, it'll be a stun. He'll remain in the game and remain on the pitch. Holy smokes. Going for this blitz. Spent a reroll there on a failed rush. And then, of course, failed the second rush. Because as we just explained, rushes failed 900% of the time. 9-0-0. 2-die blitz against gonna get Muticlues. Cobblestorm says, what's with these mother effing snakes on this mother effing pitch? I try not to curse on stream, but I curse like a sailor in real life, just so we're clear. Was he rolling a rhombicosidodecahedron? I think I nailed that. Clive says, I know sailors, they're mild by comparison. 3+ pickup here by Socrates. Philosopher's Song now in possession of the ball here on turn 10. They've got it on their own 12-yard line. Lots of dodges here. Dodges Aristotle into position for the 2-die against Gonna Get Glory. We'll get a dodge push out of this. Iron Cynic says, thanks for not cursing. My kids watch this all the time. Yeah, I mean, that's that's the main reason why I don't do it. One of the things we want to do is we just want people to play Blood Bowl. And so that part of that means making sure as many people as possible can watch it. So. Armor break on the big guy. Gets a stun on Bruce the Crocs. And now a 2-die on Hume. Double pushes here by Eats His Greens. These goblins are going to go after these skinks. And now going after the ball carrier. The 2-die by Varag Ghoulchewer. Gets a dodge push out of this. Remember, Socrates is a blodger, so only a pal knocks him down unless you block him with someone who has tackle. Tackle negates dodge. And a sidestepper. So that is a huge combination. Blodge and sidestep is great for a couple of reasons. If your opponent doesn't knock you down, and chances are he's not, then you can use that sidestep. Sidestep means instead of getting pushed backwards, you get to be pushed in any adjacent space that you want to be pushed into as the person receiving the block. So you can either use that as an extra point of movement, or you can use that to get out of a like a chain block situation, or a multi-block. I shouldn't say multi-block because that's a skill. But you can get out of a situation where a block leads to another block. So it's a very, very good combination. Trying to take the Crocs out of the game. I think that was a good foul attempt here. Didn't get anything out of it. And so long as he doesn't break that armor, even if he rolls doubles, he's not going to be called off the pitch, thanks to being a sneaky git. Turn 11 now for Philosopher's Song. Tie ball game. Every turn that passes makes this more and more exciting. It obviously, if you're on offense, as Philosopher's Song is, you want to score as late as possible and try to win this game at this point 1-0. The problem is Philosopher's Song started on offense, so even if they get on the board, the Goblins are going to get one more turn, and they can score in one turn thanks to Throw Teammate. The big thing going against... So Throw Teammate, the riskiest play you can do in the game of Blood Bowl. And it's made worse by the fact that Goblins have no more rerolls remaining. Ooh, I think that follow-up was a mistake. Was an error, but works out due to the dodge skill. Talk about extra points of movement here. Socrates has picked up 1. Gonna get a job. Has picked up 2. He's at MA8 right now. Rushes. What did we just say about rushes? Fails the rush. Spends a reroll. Works out on the second attempt here. SB Beaver says, I thought the riskiest play was a rush. As we just saw, it is. Philosopher's Song on the bonus clock. Both teams with plenty of time on the bonus clock. Gonna get healthy. The tackle Goblin well out of position to go after the ball carrier right now. Frees up Hegel. Blitz already spent, but Hegel can reposition. Yeah, needs to get him over on this side. So took the mark from behind here, so it's still going to be a positive dodge by Gonna Get Famous. We may end up seeing a 2-die blitz here on the ball carrier. We'll see. I thought number 12 would be the blitzer, but is there a better candidate here? Cliffy says that ball is definitely getting a 2-die Gobbo blitz, right? Yeah, I think so. So I guess it's going to be, I guess it's going to be Gonna Get That Bread here. He'll come out this way. So it'll be a 3+ on the dodge, and then a 2+ blitz here, where he'll have tackles, so it'll just be against the block skill here. 2. Oh, that'd be so risky. 3 die against Descartes. Gets a push out of this. Takes the stand firm instead. There's the dodge. 2 die blitz. Needed a POW or a defender stumbles, gets a push instead. Socrates, a sidestepper, will sidestep probably right here into this front left corner. Good blitz attempt here by the Gunner Gitz. Gonna Get Famous got marked, and now both Gonna Get Famous and Gonna Get That Bread looking at a dodge meant that may as well take the dodge with number 7 and leverage that tackle skill. Couple of marks on Socrates. There is nowhere Socrates can go right now that is not a -1 on the dodge. Turn 12 for Philosopher's Song. That is not at least a -1. Actually, I think they're all -1. -1, -1, -1, -1, -1, -2. Gonna Get Famous on the dodge push. Gets pushed away a space. Bruce, the Crocs, just kind of hanging out. He kind of looks dead. I mean, he just straight up looks dead. His eyes aren't even closed. I'm just saying, I'm no apothecary, but he kind of looks dead. Oh, you're right, Elder Bruno. Yeah, they're stunting. You're absolutely right. Ain't no thing for Socrates to do a couple of dodges and get downfield to the opposing 10-yard line over in the left wide zone. Philosopher's Song has Socrates by his lonesome right now. A couple of dodges here to try to keep Gonna Get Glory from coming in on the block or on the blitz or the assist on the blitz. But still pretty far down pitch. I would have thought he'd try to stall this out a little bit, but he is under pretty significant pressure in the backfield. Failed skink dodge into a KO. The Gunner Gitz will take that. It's another skink they don't have to worry about, and that's a turnover. Final turn of the third quarter coming up here. One mark on Socrates. Speaking of offenses, I would have thought prior to the game, I didn't talk about this because I rambled too much in the pregame, but I would have thought as the Goblin coach, and maybe this is off base, but I would have thought Cobblestorm might have gone in for the early score to try to get the ball back and score again in the first half. But it does mean you're rolling more dice for the secret weapon removals. 5 feet stats. What's the MA on the star player? It's 6. It's 6. But look, man. 900. 900. Nine zero zero 900. Fourth quarter begins here as Socrates will dodge to score 1-0. The score. Philosopher's Song takes the lead to start the first quarter of this game. So the Gunner Gitz will have plenty of time to try to get on the board here and tie the ball game. Just like Pip's Pippi. So Philosopher's Song scored early here to try to get that, I believe, to try to get that Oh, Clypheus with the gift sub. Thank you very much, Clypheus. Very kind of you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Tried to score early here to get that secret weapon, that final secret weapon out of the game. And indeed, that's exactly what happened here. (3-4-3) set up for Philosopher's Song, it seems, with all 5 skinks protected by Sarses and a Crocs. We're back to 11v11 on the pitch. A full quarter of play left for the Goner Gitz. 3 turns left for Philosopher's Song. No rerolls for the Gitz. 1 reroll for Philosopher's Song. So remember, the Gitz can score in a single turn, provided they have a troll on his feet and a goblin who is yet to activate with the ball next to the troll. The troll can throw that goblin, and provided that goblin lands on his feet, he can score. If he can get far enough down pitch, the goblin... Uh-oh, the Goner Gitz are going to win this one. Whoa! So if he scores with the pass, he'll get 2 SPP instead. Nuffle granting his blessings here in this game. Clyvius with the gift sub to Spire as well. Thank you very much, Clyvius. 2 gift subs. Thank you very, very much. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, I only see 10 lizards. There are 11. 7. There are 10. 3 and 4 and 3 is 10. As I knew all along. Sophiano rooting for the Goblin offense. So 10v10 on the pitch. Well, actually, it's 10v11, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah. 1-man player advantage for the Goblins. Here comes the blitz on Aristotle. Double pals here. Can he get the 8+? Gotta get that bread on the blitz. Breaks armor. Gets just a stun out of it. El Marino and Shamestone rooting for this Lizard defense. Wants to see them advance to the semifinals to take on the Dark Elves of the NC Snakes. A foul on Hume. I need to turn some of these off. There we go. A foul on Hume. Doesn't get anything out of this. Claffy says, that's the thing about getting into Blood Bowl. Every team has good records. Indeed it is. The Blood Bowl is the championship. The top teams of the season earn the invitation. $15 teams earned an invitation this season. We are down to the final 6 teams. So the Goblins moving to the right a little bit here. They're going to see how far downfield they can get, but here comes the pressure. 2-die blitz by Hegel. Gets a knockdown thanks to tackle. Looking for a 7+ to break armor. Will definitely follow up here and mark the ball carrier. Goblin protection a little thin here. And now the ball carrier marked. No rerolls left for the Goblin team. And remember, tackle negates the dodge skill. So gonna get a job. Is not gonna get a free dodge away. Hegel, the mighty blow block tackle player, also has guard here. Has tried to catch this ball 5 times this season, but he's a Saurus. He should know better. He should know better. Turn 14 for the Gitz. In a little bit of trouble here. We'll see if they can get out of this hot water, as they are marked by a tackle player right now. Pulling back for the 2-die against Nietzsche's Dead. Takes the 2-die with the train troll first. Scary stuff with the big guy. Blitz with Vara Gulchior. Now I get it. Wanted to go in on the blitz, but just gets a both standing result with the star player. Use the blitz to try to free the ball carrier. And now, now blitzes away with the ball carrier to get away from the Saurus. One more block to take against Nietzsche's Dead to try to free the ball carrier. Pretty good tactics here to get some sort of safety out of this. Gets another push. Not the best result here, but at least the ball carrier will be free of that skink. So he took that block with the troll first, which was scary. Good removal. For Philosopher's Song, that is. But he took the block here for the troll. That freed up the star player to try to remove the Saurus. Didn't get anything out of the Saurus movement. Moved the goblin here to now have a 2-die on the skink. Took the block with the ball carrier. That got the ball carrier out of the way of the Saurus. And now, with 3 players, that 2-die could take the 2-die here to move the skink off the ball carrier. Very well done. Electric Man triggers the Telestrator of Doom once again. Shame says a suspicious amount of 1 in 9s. Oh no! Both trolls stunned on the pitch. Oh man! 2 stunned trolls. They could conceivably be back for turn 16, but that significantly hampers the scoring options for this goblin team. Very tactical second half here, as Socrates will move in for the 1-die against Varag. Gets the knockdown out of this. Needs a 9+. Got the armor break. Huge armor break here. 3 stunned players. It is the 3 players with the most strength on the Goblin team. All stunned for turn 15. Electric Man says, I feel like a troll. I'm stunned. I feel like a troll. I'm stunned. Here's the blitz on the ball carrier. This, oh boy, that is huge here for Philosopher's Song. Ball bounces just behind Hegel. It's currently marked by 2 lizard players. The dodge to the pickup. Not a problem for the rookie. Nietzsche is dead again. And now I think Cobblestorm needs to be at the Nuffle altar. Praying for a miracle here on turn 15. Fivey says best bounce possible for the Lizards, I think. Yes, indeed. Turn 15 for the Goner Gitz. They need to get on the board in 2 turns. They have 2 stunned trolls, which means throw teammate not going to be an option until turn 16. Oh, man. Ball in possession of the Lizard team. No rerolls remaining. A dodge to mark the ball carrier. A failed dodge here. Gets a free reroll. Works out. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz. Just gets a push. He'll get another opportunity to knock this ball loose here. Got the pal he was looking for. Where's the ball going to end up? Wow, what an armor break. Another skate removed with a little taunt at the end. Oh, God. Gotta get gooder. What are you doing? What is your problem? Oh, gotta get gooder. I swear. Who are you showing off to? Is there somebody in the stands that you like a lot? Is that what you're doing? This is not the time, gotta get gooder. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Desperately gonna try to protect this ball carrier for a turn. Oh, Flute the Cat, welcome to the stream, says poor Cobble. Boy, this has been a rough few turns. 50-50 dodge away from that prehensile tail. We talked about that in the pregame. That didn't work out. Turn 16 for Philosopher's Song. Sophia says, I hate those times where you don't want to roll the 6 and you do. They are pretty bad. A mark on the only player, well, I guess not the only player, but a mark on the downfield player threatening to score. Gonna get healthy. Probably going to end up marking both of the trolls here. 2-die gets going to get gooder. This will be a knockdown. 8+ breaks armor. A gaggle of gobos ready to recover this ball. If the bounce goes in the favor of the gunner Gitz. Oh boy. 3-die blitz are gonna get Newt. Gets a pal out of this. And now Philosopher's Song with a reroll remaining. They're gonna try to recover this ball and make it all but impossible for the gunner Gitz to score. The gunner Gitz are gonna hope for a failed ball pickup here and hope that ball bounces favorably. Clevy says, Conspire score. He can indeed. Socrates already in scoring position. There it is. 2-0 the score. And Philosopher's Song is all but going to put it away here. Very well done by Spire here to get on the board. Cobblestorm did everything he needed to do there, but the dice just didn't work out in their favor. One turn remaining unless there's a timeout. May as well try for the throw teammate unless he just wants to murder the team to help out Moob, I guess. Very well played here by both coaches. Goblins making it, yeah, Shameson says Gobs are a hard team, GG. Goblins making it all the way to the quarterfinals. We had 48 teams compete this season. Yeah, they do get the timeout. So 2 turns remaining for the gunner Gitz. 48 teams participating this season. The Goddard Gitz as a Goblin team making it to top 6. I think that is very, very well played here by Cobblestorm, showing everyone how you can succeed with a Goblin team. Who says, please kill that abomination of a Saurus? We'll see if Cobblestorm complies. Tries to go for the handoff here. Can't pick the ball up. Turn 16 for Philosopher's Song. So they are going to get one more turn here on the timeout. This is the downside of that timeout. Is that the Sauruses are going to get the punch back for one more turn. Flavia says, getting 5th place in the Blood Bowl ever with Goblins is the best Goblin showing ever, I think. Yes, indeed it is. Blitz on the right side by the abominable Saurus. Got a pal here. No armor break. Repositions for the 3-down. Gonna get famous. Gets a pal here. He's looking for SPP. Breaks armor. Got a KO. Needs a casualty to get the SPP. Blitz has been spent. 2-die on Varag. Gets double pals. Might just move. Oh, gonna leave the Skinks where they are. Turn 16. The Gunner can conceivably get on the board here. We'll see if they can pull it off. Two-die against Bruce will be a push here. They're not going to be able to win this one, but they might prevent it from being a shutout. It's going to be a long shot. Jump up for the 2-die against Bruce. They get a push here. This is going to clear Making Friends. Making Friends ate a teammate last game. Ate a teammate last game. So it's going to be a handoff to Gonna Get a Job. Two-die blitz against Hegel. Trying to take Hegel out. Needs a 10+. Doesn't get it. Trying to help out the remaining teams. Couldn't get Hegel removed. Here's the handoff attempt. Pickup works out. 2 rushes. Got the ball in the hands of Gonna Get a Job. Here we go. No! Making Friends, why? You've got to eat a teammate or else you're just really stupid? Is that how this works, Making Friends? And now the ball carrier will foul instead. Fails the dodge. Trying to get him out of here, but does not break armor. That is the end of the game. Oh, man, what a few last turns. With that, Philosopher's Song is going to advance to the semi-finals to face off against the Dungeon Bowl champions, the NC Snakes, coached by Moob. Congratulations to Spire. Very well played by both coaches. Like I said, I mean, Cobblestorm coached the Goblin team. Stunty teams are really hard to coach, in my opinion, taking them all the way to the top 6 here in the quarterfinals. Cobblestorm showing just how you can play Goblins successfully and had a really great showing. I hope to see him back for season 6. That was a lot of fun, and we will definitely see Spire back for the semifinals, as they will be facing off again against the Dungeon Bowl champions, the NC Snakes, coached by Moop. One more game left here in the quarterfinals, and that is going to be my game, Technobabble Inc. Humans versus, did I say my game? My team. You know what? It's going to be my game. My team, Technobabble Inc. They are humans. They are coached by me They'll be facing off against Odin and Snuffle, coached by Clypheus. And they are a Norse team. Humans versus Norse for the second quarterfinal matchup. There we go, and that game is going to be, it is scheduled for tomorrow, April 26th at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's UTC minus 5, I think. let me look it up. Minus 4. It's 6 o'clock p.m. EDT. It's Eastern Daylight Time. It's UTC minus 4. That'll be, yeah, I know. I screwed that whole thing up. But it's tomorrow at 6 p.m. EDT, which is UTC minus 4. That will be our second quarterfinal matchup. The winner of that matchup will move on to the semifinals to face off against the Chaos Cup and Spike Magazine Trophy champions, the Believe Broncos. They are a Nurgle team coached by none other than BB Nut. That's going to do it for this evening. One more game left to be played here in the quarterfinals, and then the semifinals will begin on Monday. And when those semifinal matchups get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to that schedule on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club. Or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. And if you want to hang out in our Discord, I'll put a link in the chat. There it is. And you can come hang out in our Discord channel. You can talk shop. We have dedicated channels for both standings and the schedule. And the schedule channel has the scheduled games up to date in your local time zone, so you don't have to do any weird math or screw it up like I just did to figure out when the next game will be played. One thing I think you really should do is play Blood Bowl. I absolutely love this game. This game is marvelous. It's so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until tomorrow night, April 26th at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is UTC minus 4. Take care, everybody. Thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening.